Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Y'all see I'm trying to get myself up here on this stool. Listen, welcome back to my channel. This is Patty Encourager. I'm excited today that y'all are here with me, that you're watching. Listen, today we're going to do a Q&A. So come on in and get to know me. I have some questions from my subscribers that I am going to answer. But listen, I just want to talk about the product that I am wearing. I am wearing Why You Want to Know. It's by Sarcastic Cosmetics. It's a red lippy. Listen, the fall is in. Red never goes out of style. Don't let nobody tell you that it doesn't, that it does. But I decided to just put on a little something today for y'all. Listen, y'all know with this quarantine and everything, we want to dress up and put on our little face, ladies, but then we got to put a mask over it. So I just put on a little something, and then I have on some cute bracelets that I have today, which is from Divergent Accessories. And both of the websites and links will be down below. Listen, y'all, I have things that I've had for months and months and months. Listen, from probably the earlier part of year, this Sarcastic, I have plenty of their cosmetics. I have their primer, I have their mascara, I have their eyeshadow. Listen, I have their eyelashes. I have a lot of their lippies. Listen, and they just have more products, more and more and more. But listen, both of the links is going to be down below. All right, so listen, let's get to the questions. But first, I just want to give a little feedback. I'm not going to tap into my questions with the feedback, but I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I have three siblings, which are brothers. I'm the only girl. Both of my parents are deceased. Both of my grandparents on both sides are deceased. And so I'm a person that I love to encourage people. I love to encourage people because of where my life ended. One of the biggest storms that I went through in my life, that I had to realize that I wasn't here to just be mediocre, that I wasn't here to help push and encourage someone else, that I knew that when God saved my life, that listen, it's time to get to work. It's time, to be trained and to be nurtured and built up and to walk in your assignment. And so that's what I'm doing. I have 4 children. They're all grown. I have 6 grandchildren. As you all know, I am in ministry. I love cooking. I love writing. I love God, of course. I love music. I love dancing. I love shopping. Listen, I love nice things. Y'all know I love food. I love food. And so, we're just going to, and I'm kind of introverted. I'm really an introverted person. It don't seem like it, but I am. I'm more of a loner. But I know how to get along with people, and I know how to see when people need to be pushed. And I know how to say, hey, sis, hey, bro, do better. Let's do better. Let's come on up. Let's do this. Let's do that. So let's get on with the questions. The first question, and everyone that asks me a question, listen, y'all, when I call out their names, go support their channel. Go watch their video, subscribe to their videos. Listen, and this is another thing. I don't want to get off track. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I don't know all the do's and the don'ts, but every day my subscribers go up, they go down. Now, I know we have people that will literally come and unsubscribe to your channel. I found out that some channels are spam when YouTube decides to do the cleanup. And I don't know. To me, my subscribers just don't add up. So if anybody that can explain to me that maybe when you're under a certain level, when you're under 500, I'm almost there. I don't know if YouTube only put so many counts present where you can see it, but someone comment below and help me to understand. Okay, let's get on with the question. First question is from Eunice Choi, that's CHOI. She said, how did you start YouTube and what are your YouTube goals with it? Well, actually, I started YouTube in 2011, where I put on there various videos that I put on there. Of course, encouraging people, motivating, telling my story, and all of the above. But I had got away from it. I had stopped, putting up videos. Y'all know how things happen, or you get unmotivated and you just you put it to the side. But my goal in life, period, is to reach people. By me being a servant of God, my assignment is to reach people, is to tell people about him. And so YouTube is a platform, just like any means of social media. And I had to realize that YouTube is bigger than we can even imagine. We only see part of it. Like literally, it's a business. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's a platform that has been open to many of us. And my goal with the YouTube is just to impact as many lives as I can in a good way. Not saying that I'm happy all the time, not saying that I say the right things all the time or do the right things all the time, but I realize that, y'all, we have to understand that, we all get weak sometimes, but we all have a goal of what we want to accomplish. And so that's what I want to do with YouTube. I want to make an impact. I want people to smile. I want to bring content that will help people say, you know what? I'm going to try that. I'm going to do that. If she could do that, I'm going to do that. I'm going to come up, because I've learned, listen, come up in what you're doing. So the YouTube platform is a way for me to reach people, to touch people's lives the way God has touched my life, and to continue to put him first and continue to promote God at the same time. Okay, so that's my purpose for the YouTube. All right, next question. We have April Christine. She said, what would your perfect day consist of? Oh, wow. Listen, y'all, I had to get used to life not being the same, life not being as usual. As I mentioned before, all of my kids are grown, and so listen, it's just me. And so it's literally quiet, quiet, quiet. But my day consists of, sometimes I'm like, what I'm gonna do today? What I'm gonna cook today? Am I gonna go visit? What I'm gonna do? And we know that we can't do much. We can't go out much, but one of my daughters live by me. So my day really consists of, when I wake up, I always say, listen, y'all, this is no rehearsed thing. Listen, I started to answer all the questions and write down my answers because I wanted to, make sure I said the right things. But I said, no, I'm going to do it from the hip because I want them to feel it from my heart because it's real. So I didn't want to write down the answers. And so my perfect day is always to say, Lord, thank you. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up. And I always pray like, Lord, whether it's a few minutes of a prayer or whether, whatever I wake up with on my heart. I'm a dreamer. So sometimes God show me things in dreams. And so I'm always led, listen, right then and there to pray as the Lord has instructed me, always asking him to cover my family and cover, my grandchildren's, cover our day, cover my pastors, my friends, cover the body of Christ, cover the nation, the world, cover each other. And so normally when I do that, I'm always thirsty when I wake up. Listen, so I'll go, to the refrigerator to get me something to drink. Most days I'll fix my coffee and I'll come back down, and I'll settle. And most times, my kids are either text or, they're FaceTime and I get to, talking to them. Then I go and, get myself together and basically sometimes not going anywhere. like today, I'm not going anywhere. But my day just basically, consists of I may do some reading. I may work on some things that I'm working on, but I always want to have a productive day. Lord, who you put on my heart to send a text to or to call, to just say, I love you, sis. I love you, bro. I may have to get groceries or anything. And so I'm going to fix me something to eat. Y'all know I love my omelet. So most times I'll fix me an omelet. And so that's really what my day consists of. And then, I may watch some TV until I'm hungry or whatever. But most times I'm on the phone with my children. Or if I have to do things in ministry, I may get a text, from my first lady to do some things. I'll do that. So I'm just an all-around girl, different hats, depending on what comes my way on that day. But my family is always in my day, every day. But most times that's what I'll do. I'll eat maybe an omelet and, some bacon. And then I'll decide what I'm going to do for dinner. And then I'll decide if I'm going to do a video on that day. All right, next question. The next question is from N.Tanzania. She says, what are things that you would go back and tell your 25-year-old self if you could? Wow. What's one thing that you would go back and tell your 25-year-old self if you could? Wow. I would tell my 25-year-old self, sis, live. Go after it. Pursue your dreams. I know it's more than one thing. Pursue your dreams. Be anything that you can be. Push for it. Work for it. Desire it. Walk in confidence. Listen, walk in humility. Walk in strength. That's what I would tell myself. Listen, build. Go after your dreams. Don't let nothing stop you. Travel, do whatever, get your education, do whatever. That's what I would do. If I could go back to that 25-year-old, that's what I would do. And I want to thank everybody so far that have asked the question. Thank you for your questions, wonderful questions. But that's the one thing that I would tell my 25-year-old self is to live. Is to try. You can't be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. But live. Go after your dreams. That's what I would tell myself. Next question is from Lacoli360. With everything going on in the world that seems negative, how do you continue to keep your faith and stay in a positive mindset? Wow. That's an awesome question. Well, with everything going on, the reality of it is because we're human, sometimes it gets overwhelming. Sometimes we like, wow, like if one more thing happened, if I hear one more thing. But what I've learned to do is I pray. I would turn on me some worship music. And sometimes I can't even pray because I'm overwhelmed about things that happen. And it don't have to be people I know, but because I have a compassionate heart. And sometimes I would just lay before God and I would just weep before God as if I knew them. but I stay positive because I have to keep reminding myself because I believe in Jesus. And so I have to keep reminding myself that he loves us too much to allow us to stay in a state of negativity, of everything that's going on around this world. And so I just remind myself every day of who I am in God and the promises that God have promised over my life. And so I have to just rehearse them every day. Listen, sometimes I get up and I dance by myself. Like I say, I turn on my worship music and I will sing, or I would get up and I would clean up. I would read me a good book, watch me a good movie. Listen, create some recipes. So I try to do things, and of course, retail therapy, but I try to do things to block out. We can't suppress that these things are not happening, but I know that we have the choice of how we're going to allow it to affect us. And so one thing that I learned is that nobody has the type of power and authority to control our feelings and to control our emotions. And so that's what I had to learn in life, that I can control how I react to things, and that I choose that even in my time of weakness that I can choose to know that trouble don't last always. All right, next question is from Jamira BTV. She asks, will you be doing the Vlogmas on YouTube starting every day December 1st until Christmas? Well, I have been seeing people do it this month, in the month of October, but I'm not sure if I will be doing it because that's a lot to commit to, and I know that I don't post every day, but I know it's a good thing because it's a good thing to help promote your channel, to get watch time, to get subscribers. So it's something that I definitely would take into consideration. That would be nice to do, especially to decorate for Christmas and just share some positivity and some love and cheer around that time. So I'm not sure if I would, but it's something that I definitely would think about and consider. And I know I'll be able to learn from you. All right, y'all. Next question is from Forever Patra Denise. How did you learn how to cook? Well, I learned how to cook starting as a child watching my grandmother cook. I used to go in the kitchen and I used to sit there and I would watch. And one thing that I used to watch her make is the chicken and dumplings, when she used to have the roller and she would roll the dough out, and I would see her put the flour on there and sprinkle it and roll it out. And I would always watch her bake the cakes. And even with my mother, I used to watch, and they would let me help. Of course, when she made the sweet potato pies, she would let you clean out the bowl around it. But I watched, and that's the way we learn too, is by watching and paying attention. So I used to watch, and of course, coming up, I had 4 children. So I had to learn how to do something because those kids wanted to eat. And so those kids didn't always want restaurant food. So there are some things that, hey, I had to experiment with and to teach myself. But it started as a kid, watching my grandparents, all my grandparents on both sides, my mother and father, aunties, watching them. So that's how I learned how to cook. And listen, I'm still learning. There's still some things that I've never tried. Believe it or not, I'm still learning. All right. So next question is It's Me Shannon. It's from It's Me Shannon. Where you see yourself in the next 5 years? Oh, wow. So y'all, right now, I don't care about telling my age. I'm 52 years old. In the next 5 years, wow. I will be 57. I'll almost be 60 years old. Um, I know that I'm a teacher. I know that I teach people spiritually. I have the wisdom, the knowledge, because I'm always being taught. I'm still being taught by my pastor, my first lady. The next 5 years, a business is in my spirit. I want to open a business. I'm already completed one book that's in the process of coming out, and I have another one that I'm working on. So in the next 5 years, I want to have at least 3 books that I publish. I want to have a business. Um, I want to own land, own property. Um, I could see, even being married. And I know that people that's going to watch this that know me is going to say, wow, I'm the type of person that just because I don't talk about things or put my business out there or things that I've desired, because I've learned to take it to the one that I know that can help make it happen. And that's the God. And so I take what I desire to God in prayer. And so that's what I desire to see myself in the next 5 years, going on all over the world, just impacting people, spreading the love of God. Listen, being whole and being healthy, and walking and what God has called me to do and who He's called me to be. So that's where I can see myself in the next 5 years. Okay, next question, and I believe this should be our last question. This is from Kind Master. Um, she asked, "How did you fall in love?" I think I messed up this question, y'all, because I put it all together. And how did you fall in love with cooking? Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to read and I don't have my glasses. How did you fall in love with cooking? Listen, just like y'all, I'm really realizing maybe 3 years ago how much I love flowers. Like I never realized how much I love flowers to maybe like 3 years ago that I love flowers. And I'm just not realizing that I have that gift to create, to cook. When you have kids and you're cooking, I don't think that we think of it as creating or whatever. We think of it as, okay, let me cook. I gotta feed these kids, or I need to feed, my husband, or or whoever that you may, grandkids, or if you a caterer or whatever that you do. Sometimes we think of it as a duty, but I never thought of it as a gift, of something that I like to do. And so now that I have more time on my hands, I realize that I like to do it. And so when I first did my first cooking tutorial on YouTube, and I was like, wow, like I really enjoy that. And so I get my motivation from my son, who is a cook here in the Detroit area. And his name is on Instagram, Chef Terry. It's chef.terry underscore Detroit. Follow him on Instagram. Follow him on Facebook. His website is www.reservechef.com. I will put everything down in the link. But I got my motivation, from him, how he cooks, and he loves what he's doing, and he creates what he's doing. And y'all, believe it or not, you could pray and ask God to reveal to you, what is your purpose? What are the gifts that you have that you never even realized that you have? It may be something that you do all the time, or you do every blue moon, but that may be your passion right there and you don't know it. And so, I'm just hoping that everybody taps into their passion. But I enjoy this, you guys coming in and getting to know me. And I enjoy every question. I hope that I answered them the best of my ability. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. But I want you guys, listen, to comment below, give me feedback, like this, share it, listen, pass it on, help me get subscribers. I want people to subscribe to my channel because they like my channel, not to subscribe just to be subscribing to do me a favor, but I want to have content that they enjoy. I want to bring joy to them. I want to bring excitement to them, bring encouragement to them. And so don't forget, you all, I love you all. Until next time, this is Pat, the encourager. Thank each one of you for your questions. God bless you and have a good day.